All right, guys, let's get a ZR1 cold start video here. Oh, yeah. Damn it, I forgot I don't have a ZR1 today. Well, we all know somebody who does. So, actually, before I jump in, Mike was nice enough to let me borrow the radials and his C5 setup when I raced the McLaren. Unfortunately, I was supposed to go to the track and actually use those at the track. Well, as you guys can see here, I'll do that quick video. I'm still waiting on parts from Texas Speed. So I do have the intake on and everything like that, but I'm still down. Obviously, you can see just kind of storage for right this second. 1 second here, I'll pop the hood. But as you can see, she is still all torn apart. I don't have the fuel rail situation figured out. I'm waiting on fuel lines and fuel system from Texas Speed. Also, I am waiting on the master cylinder and the remote bleeder, all from Texas Speed. So we're just kind of sitting stagnant right now, guys. I do have the throttle body bracket that I do need. I do have that, so I could probably button that up. But like I said, I'm waiting on a fuel line from Texas Speed and everything else like that. So I'm just kind of sitting stagnant. I know it sucks. It absolutely, you know, to drive past this car every day definitely sucks. But in the grand scheme of things, when it's done, when it's ready, it should be a blast to drive. And it'll have all the supporting mods for the twin turbo kit that we plan on in the future. So for now, let's go drop off these wheels. I guess I'll show you guys quick. We have the C6 Z06 wheels back on it, which, you know, I don't hate it. I don't hate the look. I think it still looks good. Man, that color transfer. I think it still looks good. Now, they do need clean and everything like that, but I just tossed them on real quick so that I could give Mike his wheels back. So let's begin the day. Now, if you guys do follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I bought a car that was wrecked. No, I didn't wreck it. A lot of people did message me and say, I hope you're okay. But we all know I didn't wreck that car. I bought that car wrecked. And it's actually funny that I bought that car. It had no announcement that the car was wrecked. So I want to say I overpaid for the vehicle, but it is what it is, guys. I'm not gonna be upset. I got the control arm, I got the shock and everything like that, but we are gonna do sort of a video along the lines of that vehicle. So right now, our buddy John Rambo is meeting us at Harrisburg Auto Auction to tow the car, so let's head on over there. But first, let me get my seatbelt on here. John is the man, I can't lie. He's right on time as usual, great guy. I'm excited. So, as we all know, I purchased this car, and here's a couple pictures of it as I purchased. How are you today, John? Living the dream? How do you like my sweet online purchase?
Looks just as good as it did in pictures, huh?
no idea that I'm behind him. The car does sound great there, Jonathan. As we all know, my driveway is on a little bit of an incline here. So we can't really just push it. So we came up with this. Strap her to the golf cart. Let's see if this will work. All right. Oh yeah. There you have it. Golf cart is strong enough to pull a Ford Fiesta off of an incline. Golf cart for the win. All right, guys, so do a little update for you. We finally got the fuel rails. They're in, they're not bolted down 100% yet. I still have to trim here a little bit, which you can see I kind of just bent it out of the way. And on this side, I thought I was over far enough, but I'm not. That fuel rail hits, you know, right here. So we're gonna have to trim this back probably another 4 inches on this side. And on this side, we're gonna have to go about 2 inches. So we'll go ahead and get this trimmed up. But for now, I have a customer at the lot, but we're making progress. We got the throttle body and everything on, the nitrous plate bolted in, and now we just got to make the lines. So she's coming along, guys, slowly but surely. You want to talk about a throwback back in time? Jump inside of a 1966 Oldsmobile Toronado one time. Holy smokes, guys. Here's the review that you guys have been waiting for. Now, one look at that steering wheel and those gauge clusters will tell you this thing is by far an antique. Now, 56,000 original miles on it. It is by far a time capsule, to say the least. Now, if you do know anything about these cars, these were a front-wheel drive big block V8. So this car is an absolute tank to drive. I'm actually gonna see if we can't get a tag on the back of this and see if we can't take it for a spin down the road. Now, if you have ever opened the doors of one of these, you see just how heavy these doors can be. And with power windows and everything, this thing was a true high-end car for 1966. This car actually even had the option of air conditioning and heat, which, if you know a lot about antiques, most cars from this era did not come with those options. It did not come with a radio option, did not come with a heat, obviously, or air conditioning. Most cars definitely did not come with air conditioning. But one look at this car and you'll see it is pure beauty, to say the least. First thing you'll notice, drum brakes. Now, not only do you see drum brakes in the rear, but when you walk up front here to the front, they are drum brakes in the front also. Wow, I know. Most of you are jaw dropped right now because you have no idea about front disc brakes. Most cars nowadays don't even have disc drum brakes on the cars at all. They're all disc brakes now. But now I'm going to show you the heartbeat of this thing. It does still, in fact, have working air conditioning. A lot of people don't know that. I believe that last year it was a little low on refrigerant, so a fresh charge on this, and this thing should, you know, be a throwback for 1966. Let's hear a little rev up. Sound of a big block, that's for sure. So then you come up to the front here and you see the massive 425 cubic inch big block V8. We'll take a look here from the passenger side. As you can see, now this car is dirty. It has been here for quite some time. Power windows do work in the car, everything like that. It is a very solid car, very clean. I'm not sure how long that the owner has owned it, but I believe it was for at least 20 some years. So you can see by the back seat there's plenty of room with the lap belts in the back, both sides. everything like that. So let me run inside real quick and see if we can't take this for a test drive. I'm sure they're gonna let me, but I always like to make sure before I do something that I can actually do it. So let's go ahead and drive this Land Shark forward a little bit. Oh yes, this is definitely a throwback in time, to say the least. For a test drive for the viewers?
Eh?
Can I take it for a test drive?
Yeah, go ahead.
Put
Man,
gas in
you
it.
gotta put it in place.
With these seat belts, it is actually a very unique system, very unique setup. This black belt comes over and now meets this one. So for all you critics out there who say, oh, you don't have your seatbelt on, I do actually have my seatbelt on. We're just back in 1966. So the only thing we have on this car is a lap belt. Let's go. I'm excited. I can't wait to get this thing out on the open road and have a little fun. Oh, one spin of this wheel and you realize just how big and how enjoyable this car is gonna be. Hey, look, what are the odds of that? We pull out here and there's a C5 rolling by. I do like that color. Let's get out here on the open road. So before we jump on the highway with this bad girl, we're gonna stop and throw a couple dollars in fuel. So I'll see you guys at the fuel station. Now, one look at this car, you might say, hey, how do you fuel up a vehicle like this? Now, if you weren't born pre-60s, you'd have no idea. But what it is, it's actually right here. There's the car lot. Now that we're fueled up, we're gonna head on out to the open road. I still can't get over the speedo here. This thing is just absolutely awesome. And I don't even know how accurate really this thing is, but it would be pretty cool if I turned on my GPS on my cell phone and it told me just about how fast we were going. So we are out on the open road. Let's give her a little throttle, see what she does. Oh yes. Now we're not gonna go too crazy, guys. This is still a 1966, it is a classic. So we're just out here enjoying. That's what we're out here for. I know a bunch of you guys wanted to see me video this car. Here it is, guys. I mean, we are out on the highway, cruising along 60 miles an hour, and it's an absolute blast. Now, I've been driving this car for about 15 minutes now. I did stop for fuel, and I actually stopped to get something to eat. So everybody questioned what kind of car this is, you know, and you tell them, you know, it's awesome to have people stop to you and say, hey, that's a nice looking car, you know. I love classics, things like that. So it's definitely a cool feeling. One other thing that I knew about this car, which I didn't know about until today, was the guy who actually owns this car drove this car 4.5 hours from New Jersey to Pennsylvania to bring it up here to the car lot, which is, you know, that's awesome. Anytime you can just jump in a car and drive for hours on end and you don't have to worry about servicing or anything like that, that's just an awesome built car. And these, you know, it is a big block car, so it doesn't have too many things that could go wrong. So let's just enjoy the drive, guys. Absolute joy. Like, everybody just looks at the car. That guy there just gave me a thumbs up. I mean, it is a blast to drive. It is cool. When you think about it, no, this is not my style. I probably would never purchase. Oh, there's where you can tell that this thing's got drum brakes. When you're coming off a highway and you touch the pedal and it feels like there is nothing there. I mean, you can definitely tell it's drum brakes all the way around on this car. The nose just dives down once it, oh, one of them actually locked up there. Huh. It's definitely a joy to drive. So like I said, and you guys know this car has been sitting, so I'm sure it needs to be driven. I'm sure there's a couple, you know, I'll call it a rust lip or something on the drums there. But man, this car does drive. For being sat there, this car hasn't been driven since summertime last year. This is the absolute first time this thing has been driven, and the only thing we have done to this car is, you know, jump start it and move it around the lot. It has not seen the highway. But today, we're getting back on the highway, guys. We're gonna make our rounds back and get you guys' opinion of the exterior. We'll do a little bit of an excel here from 30. Now, I'm not gonna floor it because, like I said, it is an antique and it has been sitting, but there's about half throttle, guys. I did let off a couple seconds ago, just so you guys know. But what a blast to drive. What an absolute time capsule, to say the least. There you have it. There's the review everybody has been waiting on. 1966 Oldsmobile Toronado, front wheel drive big block car. I had an amazing time today. It's definitely a beautiful day out. It's a little windy, but it's still in the 60s here, as you can see. I'm in a t-shirt. I probably could be in shorts and, you know, still not be cold. So again, guys, there's the review you guys have been waiting on. It's definitely an absolute blast to drive. I'm glad I did it today. You know, it took up a little bit of time, but I'm glad I took the time to do it. I mean, what an absolute time capsule. I know I've said that a couple times, but what a blast to drive, you know. If you guys have any questions or, you know, anyone interested in this, just go ahead and send me a message through Facebook, or follow me. Actually, so go ahead and follow me. If you don't follow me now, now's the time to do it. Head on over. It's SendIt_Steve on Instagram. So if you don't follow me, now's the time to do it. Head on over, and if you're interested in the car, send me a message and I'll work out all the details for you. All right, guys, so I already recorded everything, but I just did some research. That Olds Toronado is actually a 455 cubic inch motor, not a 425. So I stand corrected. I talked to the owner and things like that. He said he would take $6,500 cash for it. Very solid car, as you can tell. It runs and drives absolutely perfect. The only thing it probably could use is a battery. The battery does die every now and again, but it's also been sitting, so it's not on a trickle charger, so maybe it doesn't need a battery. But yeah, so we're back home. Thanks for watching, guys.